Well, Punch Man 118 Drive Night. I'm somewhere a bit different because I'm actually on holiday at the moment and I should be enjoying my free time, but instead I'm inside recording, talking about a series that I am really late on a chapter review for. So, let's just get into the review, because this is a real good chapter. Like, it's sickening how good it is. I don't know what part of the brain it is that makes people think that transformations are so cool, because I'm part of it as well. Like, there were so many transformations, and every time there's always a transformation, like, oh my god, look at this! And I guess one reason for it could be, of course, Murata's art, because he's very good at drawing, but just like, I think even just the variety of transformations is what make this chapter so good. So like, last time when he's on about the chariot, last thing I expected was a motorbike. I don't know why, like, I don't know why it's a motorbike, but it's super cool. I love the design, like, the double spread's gorgeous of it. And then, like, even, like, after looking at it, just for a while, like, I was like, oh, it's so cool, but, mate, driving like his little face in the motorbike's great. I love it so much. Just, like, I think this fight was good, not like not like a Phoenix Man, Child Emperor kind of way, but more in the sense of, like, you know, it was more like the true showcase of Drive Knight's skills, and we finally got to see it. And I've been, like, on the fence about Drive Knight, like a lot of people, like, you know, Drive Knight's my favourite F-Class hero, but we haven't really seen a lot of him, but now we have, and it's cool stuff. Like, the chariot was super cool, and even just, like, the little details of him by, like, transforming into, like, you know, the poison gas as he drifts around, and, like, leaking acid into the floor. Just doing everything he can, because, as he says in this chapter, his goal at first wasn't to defeat Nian. Well, like, it was to defeat Nian, but not to kill him, but to capture him. So he could, I'm guessing, to take him back, to analyze him, to make himself stronger, or make the organization stronger, or... There's a lot of mysteries about Drive Knight, but... it was just a lot of cool stuff there. But also, like, yeah. But also, Nian didn't do that much in terms of, like, new stuff. Like, we knew, like, Nian had the feline retribution, and he could, like obviously change his size and shape, so he would maneuver through small cracks and through small parts of the body. And, like, we did get to see some cool bits in Nian as well, by all means. Like, when he entered Drive Knight's body, I thought that was very interesting. Like, he was, like, going through the circuitry in his body, like, trying to tear him apart. But I think it was, like, kept very basic to what he could do. It wasn't like, hey, Nian also has a transformation, or also can do, like, more attacks than Feline Retribution. Also works with Nian's character, of course, of being, like, you know, quite a lazy monster as well. Obviously, just having the one attack, apart from the extreme Feline Retribution, which he used on Saitama. But obviously, I think it even builds up Drive Knight even more to show that Drive Knight's showcasing off all these cool different abilities. And without a doubt, I think what makes Drive Knight such an intimidating force is how fast he can transform. It's not like, once again, I'm going to compare it to Brave Giant. Like, Brave Giant is like Child Emperor's trump card. Like, it takes time for that to get prepared, and like he's got to get all the pieces together. Drive Knight can just change forms like that. Like, the moment like he got like behind him on the chariot, he was already in his knight form, and he just kicks him back in the face with his horse legs. And of course, one of the main things about it is how deadly Drive Knight is, because he's not limited to one transformation at once. As we saw at the very end when he took down Nian, is like, you know, he had the gold form. We'll get into the gold form, and then of course he had this, but he changed his hand into the silver sword. So it's like boom, and all his pieces are like, all the transformations are named after shogi pieces, and I'm fairly sure they're fairly flexible. So he could have a few more transformations, and of course a stronger transformation than gold, because I was looking it up, and there's gold is like the second strongest. So it depends on what's going on with Nian. With Drive Knight even. But I have some ideas for Drive Knight too. I've got like a free video that I've made. I'll get it sorted. It might be out by now, it might not be, but we'll see how we get on. I'll see if I can release it at the same time as this in any case. Something else I actually really liked in this chapter was Second Girl, because Second Girl has been a character whose name I always forget until now for some reason, and I also like one of my things for him is I remember like in the pre-meeting before the invasion, before the raid on the Monster Association he was very much like, I'm going to use this as my chance to become like one of the greatest names in history. However, I'm hoping after this one and the events of 119, Second Girl's ideas are going to change a bit of what he needs to do, because obviously the Hero Association is a bit of trouble, and like just from like and I'll get onto that when I do my review of 119, but like from this chapter alone, I think him just saving the people, I was like, Second Girl, alright, that's good of you, I'm happy you did that. Like, him going out of his way to save like these heroes who had done jobs for him, like, he was struggling to do it, but he carried everyone that he possibly could. Dragging people on the floor, carrying like multiples on his back, absolute fair play to second girl. I do really like that about him. And then of course, you know, we got the whole fight was good. A couple of highlights, like I said, was when Drive Knight like just booted Nian in the face, and just how quickly the transformation was going. It was like, okay, here's the flying chariot, Drive Knight can fly. Here's the bishop mode, he can hit real hard with this, and when he just decks him straight into the ground, it's great. But of course, out of all the transformations, gold was the real highlight, because as I didn't realise at first, well, people pointed out to me, it looks a lot like Boros, doesn't it? And the thing is, One and Murata, they don't miss out on the small details. They are there and they're ready to make, like, small details will come into play at some point or another, and it's absolutely true with this. I think there's got to be something there, and it makes sense, like, and because once again, it's like the connections between Metal Knight, Drive Knight, and the organisation, because there's so many questions, because, like, the thing is, Boros really is the toughest opponent, like, not the toughest opponent humanity's faced, but without a doubt the most dangerous opponent, like, with potential, obviously, because he didn't make it to the ground early. Saitama fought him, but, obviously, you know, continent blasting, kicking to the moon kind of power. And so it makes perfect sense that, you know, when it all went down, like, traces of his corpse survived. And if the organisation have gotten a hold of that, because we know Metal Knight cleaned up everything there, and if we don't know if Metal Knight's got any attachment to the organisation, Drive Knight somehow got, I know obviously there's that Drive Knight, Metal Knight enemies and blah blah blah, but basically somehow it wouldn't be surprised if the organisation have got a hold of Boros' body, or Drive Knight analysed it, and they have got there even further. Like, if they analyse Boros' body, I don't think Boros himself will actually make a comeback, but if they are analysing, you know, this guy who they, as we know, was incredibly powerful, and one of his was the energy inside his body, just like Drive Knight's new transformation, very based on heat, energy, a type of energy, so yay! But it looks super cool in any case. I think everything was really coolly done. Like, a great way to show off how strong he is was, like, obviously when Nian shoot, like, through the three-line retribution everywhere, and then obviously shattered all the buildings, but no problem for Drive Knight. He took that and it didn't even damage him, and he's already, like, on the move, ready to fight him. Yeah, but it was super cool stuff. Like, obviously the art's great, and, like, Drive Knight's super cool designs. And then obviously that great ending where we learn that Drive Knight's taken down Nian. He single-handedly took down a cadre, an executive, like one of the leaders of the association. Super cool stuff. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say for this one. It was just a really cool chapter. Like, if I was caught up and I wasn't, you know, supposed to be enjoying my free time, I would be doing this. I would probably, like, try and go into the chapter more, but I've said pretty much everything I liked about it. It was super cool. Drive Knight, we see, like, the full potential what Drive Knight can do. Well, not all of what he can do, but, like, we get a good gist of what he can do. He's got a variety of transformations. He can combine the transformations. He's a useful character. Like, he's a wide adapting fighter. And yeah, I guess we're done with Nian as well, which means one of the cadres is down, which also kind of goes past my theory of Saitama accidentally defeating all the executives all at once. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. What do you think of this chapter? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to know, even though I'm very late. I'll get my review for 119 done at some point too, and then I might just read 120, I don't know if I will. I might live react. I'll see how I get on. I see how bored I am on holiday, because if I'm not looking for stuff to do, I can't live react to it because the internet's poo-poo over here, but I just need to read. I need my One Punch Man goodness. Cool. Okay then guys, see you later.